Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The knock on my door came just as I was setting the dinner table. It was soft, deliberate. Not the impatient pounding of my husband, Imran, who always stormed in after work with his phone still pressed to his ear and his tie hanging loose like a noose. I opened the door and found Faisal standing there, holding a small plate of kheer. "It's still warm," he said, smiling shyly. His eyes, soft and deeply lined, carried a warmth I hadn't felt in years. That smile, gentle, respectful, should have meant nothing. But that night, it stirred something I thought was long dead. Imran barely glanced up when I placed dinner before him. "Salt's too much again," he muttered, scrolling through his phone. I looked at him, the man I had spent 25 years with, raised 2 children with, endured life beside. I couldn't remember the last time he'd looked at me without disdain. The house was silent except for the hum of the ceiling fan and the faint laughter of Faisal's grandchildren echoing from the neighboring courtyard. That laughter, not my husband's voice, filled the emptiness inside me. Over the next few weeks, Faisal and I exchanged brief greetings over the garden wall. Sometimes, when I watered my plants, he'd lean over and talk about his late wife, Asma, how she used to hum old ghazals while cooking, how the nights felt longer since she was gone. I listened, perhaps too closely. He noticed, perhaps too gently. It began with tea. He invited me one afternoon, saying, "You look tired. Just 5 minutes. You need to rest." His home smelled of old wood and cardamom. Photographs of his late wife filled the walls, their smiles frozen in happier times. He poured tea with shaking hands. "Asma used to add cloves," he said. "It helps with sleep." I didn't realize how close we were sitting until our cups touched. His hand brushed mine, accidental maybe, but that small contact sent a jolt through me. It wasn't desire. It was recognition. Someone saw me again. For the first time in years, I laughed. But every secret breath of peace demands a price. One evening, as I walked home, I saw Imran's car parked outside Faisal's house. My heart stopped. I froze in the dark, hidden behind the hedge, watching as Imran stepped out. He looked furious. The next morning, he didn't speak. Not a word. Just silence that sliced through every moment. That silence lasted days. Then, without warning, he slammed his fist on the table. "I saw you," he hissed, drinking tea with him, laughing, like a woman half your age. I felt my body go cold. "We were just talking, Imran. He's lonely." "Lonely?" His laugh was sharp, bitter. "So, are you giving out charity now?" Tears burned my eyes. "You don't talk to me anymore. You don't even see me. Because you stopped being a wife long ago," he spat. That night, I slept on the couch. The space beside him stayed cold. But I didn't miss it. I tried to stay away from Faisal after that. But every time I saw him tending his roses, a quiet ache pulled me back. One evening, when Imran was at work, I walked to his gate again. "You shouldn't be here," he said softly, eyes full of concern. "I know," I whispered, "but I can't keep pretending I'm alive when I feel dead inside." His hand trembled as he reached for mine. "You're not dead, Farah." His voice cracked on my name. We didn't speak after that. We didn't need to. The air between us carried everything unspoken: grief, guilt, longing. When he finally leaned forward, his lips barely touched mine. It wasn't lust. It was mourning for the years we had both lost. And yet it was betrayal all the same. A week later, I found an envelope slipped under my door. Inside was a photo. Me standing in Faisal's garden, his hand on mine, taken from across the wall. Underneath it, Imran had written one sentence: "You made me the fool." That night, he didn't come home. I sat by the window, shaking, realizing what I had done. I had traded truth for tenderness, comfort for chaos. Faisal came over, frantic. He came to my house, he said. He shouted, threatened to tell everyone. "Farah, I never wanted this." I looked at him, tears spilling down. Maybe we both wanted to feel alive again, but maybe that was selfish. He took my hand. "It wasn't wrong to want to be seen." "Maybe not," I said, "but it was wrong to stop seeing the ones we hurt." The next morning, Imran returned. His eyes were hollow, his clothes wrinkled. He placed his phone on the table, the same phone that had captured my betrayal. "I deleted it," he said quietly. "Not for you. For the children. I don't want them to hate you." Tears blurred my vision. "Imran, I never meant to." He raised his hand. "Don't." His voice broke. "Just don't say it was an accident." He turned away, staring out the window toward the neighbor's house. 25 years, Farah. I thought we were past hurting each other. We stopped being together long before this, I whispered. He didn't answer. He just picked up his suitcase and walked out the door. Weeks passed. The house felt heavier without him. My children called but avoided questions. The neighborhood whispers never fully died. One evening, I saw Faisal at his gate again, holding a pot of blooming jasmine. "I'm moving to Karachi," he said, "to live with my son. I think it's better that way." I nodded, unable to speak. He placed the jasmine pot in my hands. "For your garden. It deserves something that can still grow." As he walked away, the scent of jasmine filled the air, sweet, fleeting, and unbearably painful. Months later, I still water that plant every morning. Imran hasn't returned. He sends money, pays bills, but no words accompany them. Sometimes I wonder if forgiveness is even possible, or if love, once broken, only leaves ghosts behind. But some nights, when the wind carries the scent of jasmine through my window, I remember Faisal's trembling voice. "You're not dead, Farah." And though guilt still claws at me, I hold on to one truth, that even after betrayal, a heart can still beat, even if it bleeds for what it's lost.